So as I was saying, we still use our mindfulness practice. Recognize the energy of chasing, recognize the energy of feeling, unworthy, of feeling disappointment, of feeling lonely. Recognize, that's what's here, and come in and feel it. Breathe into it, feel it. Allow it to be here, and it's okay to feel this. It's always okay to feel what's here, right? We either feed into the addictive energy with our thoughts, with our stories, feeding into the icon, fueling it, or we come in and we feel it in the body. And as we come in and we accept, like, this is the feeling of disappointment. This is the feeling of loneliness. And as we do that, remember, we can only have one kind of thought at a time. So I'm either saying to myself, it's okay to feel this, it's okay to come in and feel this and explore what's here and be curious about the feelings that are here. I'm no longer setting up the sense of separation. I'm no longer fueling the icon. So now I'm in the body. So yeah, naturally, because of that, there's a greater sense of ease, of calm that starts to arise. And then from that state, depending upon, from the state of ease and calm, then to ask yourself, who is it that was suffering a minute ago? Who is it that was disappointed? Who is it that wanted something to be different? And to look for it. And again, and in that way of looking and not finding, you have to do this for yourself. This isn't an intellectual exercise. It's taking you right there. When you're really being sincere in your inquiry, in looking for the one that you have taken yourself to be your whole life, and seeing, it's not this independent, separate being that I thought it was. It simply arises through causes and conditions, thoughts about me being happy over there, thoughts about me being unhappy if I got that. And when those thoughts go away, so does the little separate me. It's just coming and going, just based on these thoughts. But it's always got a sense of stress with it, because its happiness is always somewhere other than where I am. It's always somewhere other than where I am. And so it's the seeing that, the questioning it, questioning the illusion that we just don't even question. We just let it keep running the show. And this is what we are working towards. It starts initially on the path. It starts with letting go because we see our suffering. That's where it starts. And as we start to understand more intellectually at first, that we do understand the causes of our suffering, what the end of, if the cause of our suffering is attachment, grasping, clinging, craving, we can they're a little bit interchangeable, but what they're all pointing to is something that is coming out, something, the separate self that is craving and grasping and clinging and attaching. So, craving itself into existence by, attaching to some object, trying to grasp at it, clinging at it, I've got to get it, right? So looking at all of that, this is what's causing the suffering. And so the absence of this would mean the end of my suffering, the third noble truth. And then the path to end suffering on the Buddhist path is the Eightfold Path. Starts with right view, seeing that everything is arising, interconnected, interdependent, impermanent, no separate self. And that ultimately there isn't any satisfaction to be found, any lasting satisfaction in anything, because nothing stays the same. And then right intention or right thought, right? Having the right intention, which I simplify that into having the intention of kindness to myself, kindness to others. Sometimes kindness can be fierce, right? Right speech, making sure that we're clear about our language, how we're speaking to others, right? Because our words can be weapons, or they can be, or they can heal people. They can be kind, making sure that we're not Gossiping for the sake of gossiping. I'm not saying we can't talk to someone that we're having a problem, looking for a resolution, but making sure that we're not getting involved in gossiping, that we're not lying, that we're being honest with our speech. And then right action. Again, also making sure that our actions, that we're not causing any harm, right? That we're not stealing, that we're not engaged in sexual misconduct. Sexual meaning not consensual. That we're not altering the mind. I mean, that is part of the precepts in Buddhism, because every time you alter the mind, you're definitely kind of getting out there a little bit. And what I have said, and I will say this, while I don't drink, I don't do any of those things anymore. I used to do a lot of them. Don't get wasted. Don't get wasted. Try to keep it a little bit, one glass of wine. But, our actions, reflecting our intention. And then also just to keep in mind, right effort, that we do have to apply effort on this path, that we do, meditation and mindfulness. And I forgot, sorry, right livelihood, making sure that our job also, that what we're doing is not causing a lot of harm. We're not working for, companies that manufacture defense weapons, or the alcohol or tobacco companies. I mean, gosh, you almost want to put in the highly processed food companies, right? The harm that they're causing. But again, always just, this path, everything that we're doing on the Eightfold Path is to help us see reality. So making sure that our speech isn't causing harm, because every time that happens, then we get lost in our delusions. So we get more stuck in the separate self, making sure our actions are aligned as well, that we're not causing harm, right? So that otherwise, because we're getting lost in the wrong view again, having the right intention of kindness, it doesn't mean it always comes out that way, but we can always know, well, that was my intention, but the conditions arose and it didn't quite go that way. Recognizing the effort when we're feeling a little lazy, or we want to hit the snooze button and like, oh, I don't really need to meditate today, or I could just meditate for 10 minutes. And it's like, no, yeah, this does require some effort. I've got to put some effort into this. That illusion is so compelling. I mean, we've got to really, we've got to put some effort into seeing through that. So, and practicing mindfulness and meditation. Coming into the right states of mind, of samadhi, where we are able to see the nature of reality more clearly. So, yeah, I mean, doing all the things, on this path that lead us to seeing right view. And in that, when you see that not only is there nothing to attach to out there, because everything is always changing, there is nothing solid here that could attach to it. Because whatever is here is just a process of change, a verb, an action, just changing. It, yes, the memories, and we're able to keep a train, a linear train, a linear feel to it, a linear thread to the existence of Meredith, of Philippa, of Alice, right? We're able to keep a linear thread to it, but it's just always changing. And how we're feeling about something that happened in the past, always changing. We are never the same person from moment to moment, but there is this continuity that gives us, again, this sense also, right? That there's a solid, independent me here. There's not. It's just always changing. There's nothing to hold on to here. There's nothing to hold on to out there. And so when we let go through wisdom, it's because we're seeing the nature of reality. We're seeing things more clearly. We're seeing that we are not a separate self.